For this video, we're going to be breaking down number 23 linebacker and fullback Jeremy Smith, class of 2024 of Carmel High School, highlighted on the screen. But before we dive further into the video, if you like this kind of content, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And if you're thinking about helping the group even further, think about joining our Patreon for added benefits using donation links below. And now back to Jeremy. This young man, 6 foot, 190 pounds. And when you have a number one defense, a dominant defense that Carmel had last year, you need playmakers at each level. And fortunately for Carmel, they had a couple at each level, especially at the linebacker spot. And one of the biggest jumps from sophomore to junior year had to have been Smith. You saw vast improvements in the run game on his ability to flow and attack downhill, and in the passing game, improving on his awareness. And he was a very reliable player for them last year. Now, I know he got hurt in the spring, which puts the season in jeopardy, but I think he deserved to be recognized. And things that he could have worked on, continued to grow with his flow reads. I mentioned it definitely improved, but there are room for improvement as well. But let's go over a couple of plays I liked. And his ability to attack downhill and flow and be a reliable tackler was huge for this defense last year as a kind of a force linebacker. And you're going to see this kind of this spread trips to one side. And what's going to happen here is this running back is trying to bubble out for them to throw. And the quarterback's going to be moving in this direction, kind of like a run-pass option, right? So you're going to see they'll be bringing the linebacker off the edge here. The quarterback's going to have the option to throw to this bubble or take off and run. And Smith is responsible for this quarterback, right? He's kind of the quarterback spy on this, so he's going to flow with him. And you're going to see he moves pretty darn well. And the linebacker does a good job of branching out and attacking the running back. Now, the quarterback doesn't have that option. He's got to take off and run. And you can see Smith flying up the field. And when he squares you up, he can hit you, right? And there's an example of it right there. Let's watch it again. Again, this is a well-executed play by the defense. Other linebacker branches out, attacks the running back so he can't be an option. Quarterback tries to take off, and now Smith cleans him up. And you can see it's because he's flowing, right? He's not just standing still. He's moving. He's attacking. This was a very aggressive defense last year, and he was a big part of that. Let's go to another play. And again, the big improvement to me is his ability from his sophomore to junior year is diagnosing and flowing correctly. And this is a good example, right? They're going to be motioning jet motion here, trying to pretend that you're seeing a jet sweep, and the running back's going to take a hard counter step and come back, and these linemen are going to be pulling, right? So it's really important to take read steps, and if you flow incorrectly, to readjust and attack to where you originally were, right? So here comes the motion. Here's the hard step. So Smith takes his first two steps. He's coming this way, right, because of that hard counter step, seeing the jet motion. That's what they do. They want to fool the linebackers. Well, linebackers take their initial steps in one direction, but they see the lineman pulling back. Here's a counter read, right, so cross flow. So you're going to see the running back took a step this direction. The linemen are pulling back. Now you have to readjust, right, and that's what Smith does here. Look at him. Put his foot down and attack upfield, and again, one-on-one in the hole. A solid tackler, strong tackle right here. So again, this is important. You get this counter flow right here. Look at him adjust, attack up the field, right? Don't go sideways. Attack the line of scrimmage to your proper gap. Really, really strong rep. And again, that's what these counters are for, to try to get these aggressive linebackers running in the wrong direction. Now he takes a step there, but readjust very quickly, right? And it's because he's using his eyes. You can't have tunnel vision as a linebacker. You got to use your eyes. You got to be aware. He does a good job readjusting and bringing a strong stick in the hole. I mentioned a big thing in the passing game, and they didn't use him a lot in coverage, but again, what he did in the screen game was really good. He was one of the better diagnosing screen linebackers. He does a really good job of staying on his keys, right? He doesn't go outside of his box. And so, again, he's kind of doing this spy on this running back quarterback right here to see any type of screen activity, and he's going to diagnose that. And when linebackers, they just bail or they go into the hook to curl and they're not using their eyes, they'll get caught up. And you can see here in slow-mo, he reads it right away. He's man on that guy. He comes up and makes another big play, flies right past the lineman who were trying to block him. And he did this all year. He was pretty darn good at diagnosing screens and attacking screens. And there's another, again, impressive play by this young man. diagnosing it, and that's going to lead to our final rep. And again, this was in the section title game, and here he is again, diagnosing a middle screen. They're going to be faking a screen out to the wide side of the field and then trying to do a middle screen. He diagnoses that again, and defense does a pretty good job of covering this up. They see it, ball gets tipped, he's right there, picks the ball off, and you're going to see him take it to the house, which there was a huge turning point in this game for Carmel, which they ended up winning. And again, it's the ability to read. Look at him again, disengage the lineman. He's there for the INT. Massive play. And again, I know the injury happened, but this was an exciting, a really important player for this defense.